All right, now we're going to look at something with an x, y, and a z in coordinates. So we're looking at three different variables here. So again, our function there, it's f of x, y, and z. We're going to pick a number c, and that's got to be in the range of whatever our function is. So we're going to have to figure out whatever that is. But the definition is a level surface of a function of three variables is defined to be the set of points satisfying this equation. So that function equals that value c, something in the range. All right, so let's find the domain and the range of this number 42. They want us to sketch it. Your instructions in your book indicated using technology. I'm not going to have you guys doing any of that, so don't worry about that. But let's see what we can do with this function. All right, so first let's take the domain. The domain, for domain, we need what's in there to be greater than or equal to 0. 4 minus x squared minus y squared has to be greater than or equal to 0. Because again, we've got a square root. Okay, so we have 4 is greater than or equal to x squared plus y squared. And this would basically just give us a circle with a radius 2. So that's going to be the outer. So essentially, we're looking at something like this for our range. So our domain is gonna be that. So let's domain our function. Just looking at these anyway. We don't have a z component in there, so this is going to be R2 we're going to use, and we're taking this 4 minus x squared minus y squared. Well, I guess we've already solved for it, so I don't have to do that again. But we can just take x squared plus y squared is less than or equal to 2 squared. And that makes our range of this function anywhere between 0 and 2. We can take any values between 0 and 2 on this. All right, so we set our c equal to the function. This really means, again, we're dealing with third variable here, so really our x squared plus y squared equals some 4 minus our c squared. So we'll square that, since we're taking the square root, and that's more of what our function is going to look like. Essentially, we have, looks like part of a sphere, half of a sphere. And the sphere is x squared plus y, so that's a plus. Plus z squared equals 2 squared. And as far as graphing that, so we can think of that as that graph above of the outermost circle. I mean, essentially what it's going to look like. some sort of semicircle around our function there. Not quite sure how to graph it, but think of this as maybe a dome. I don't know how to make a 3D representation like this, but it's going to go around the circle at most with radius 2, at least with radius 0, and you're making just a kind of a half sphere essentially.